Hey guys, it's Max. In today's video is going to be bad habits an elite man should stop in 2024. And this is your guide to becoming an elite man. Alright, so the number one thing that I would like to bring up is pleasure, and that is something that has been really difficult with me my whole life. And I'm sure with a lot of people these days, especially with social media and all that. But I think the best way to combat that is to make goals for yourself and to make sure that you're not doing too much per week so you're as productive as you can. Alright, so the next thing I would like to bring up is porn. So that's something that I know impacts a lot of people these days, and it's something that's very addicting, but I think the best way to combat that is just to stop it entirely and just do the best you can. But yeah, I mean, it's honestly best to just, or if you really got to, I would just do it maybe, let's say, like once a week or something, and then slowly like get rid of it in your life, and I think it's just best that way. Alright, so for social media, which is the next thing, I recommend deleting TikTok entirely and not using Instagram Reels as much, because those are highly addicting as they just keep coming up more and more. Another thing is Snapchat, so that's something that I deleted recently that's been really hard because I've used it as a social outlet my whole life, and then especially once I graduated from college, it was really difficult to find any social interaction. So it's pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. That's only going to lead to greater social relationships that you'll find later on. Another thing I should bring up is checking your time daily. So that's something that is really cool that iPhone allows you to do. And then another thing is YouTube and streaming. Those I've used as social outlets my whole life, especially like when I don't have anything going on with friends or anything like that. So that's not good at all unless you have like business purposes, something like that. Alright, so next up is dating apps, which is something that I totally recommend, but you can really get in a rut if you're not like a top 5% male, you're not getting a lot of likes, then you get really in your head and all that. But I think the best way is just to go out and socialize, just like meet other people as it is. But dating apps can always help out, and as long as you use them the right way, have a professional photographer if you want to look into that or something like that, totally recommend it. But yeah. Oh yeah, and then one more thing about dating apps. So I'd recommend only using them like, I'd say like once a day, or like maybe at night when you're about to go to bed or something like that. Just to unless you have like a really good conversation going, because you might just get in your head, you might check it like 5-10 times a day, like if you're like me sometimes, and that's why I just stopped using them for a while. Dang, it is hot here, guys. I can't believe I'm doing this right now. Like, I'm in a car just at a random park just because like really nervous about like just filming in my house and stuff like that, and I just can't wait to just keep going out of my comfort zone, keep doing things where I just won't care at all. But yeah, back to the video, guys. You know that feeling when you come back from like a long day at work and you're exhausted, or just nothing went your way that day? And what sounds better than a nice long hot shower? But that is something that I totally do not recommend. It's something that it's just only gonna put your mindset in the wrong place. So I believe just taking a cold shower will really help put your mind in an elite mindset. Another reason why is that it's bad for your skin. That's something that I've always grown up not knowing, like finding the right skin routine to do. So that's gonna introduce me to today's sponsor. No, not yet, guys. Alright, so the next bad habit that you should get rid of is being antisocial and staying in your comfort zone. So that's something that it's probably the thing I struggle with the most in my life. And one way to combat that is to ask for help. So let's say you're at the grocery store or something, you could just ask an employee, especially if you're like very introverted or something. Even that might be hard for some people. So doing that will make you feel really good about yourself. Another thing is, if you're at work, just asking your boss for help. And I'm sure your boss like wants you to ask for help because it shows initiative and it shows you're trying to try your best, do your best on the project. So that's another thing. And then the last thing is, even at school, just raising your hand and just asking a simple question. That's something that I've always definitely struggled with, and I've always just cared so much about how I look and stuff like that, and that really doesn't matter at the end of the day. So yeah. And then another thing is that you should always do what it takes to be top 1%, and that is something the elite mindset says. So Kobe is a good example of that. He'd always do, like, he'd wake up at 5 a.m. and he'd always just do his best to see what other people do and how he can just do that better. And that's just something, a reason why I really look up to him. Alright, so the next bad habit is not having goals, and this is something that's so detrimental to your mental health. It's just very important to where you want to be in life. So just very important to have goals and make sure that you're not living your life without goals. And it's important to have a drive for your passions, so that'll really help you figure out like what you want to be in life and where you want to go with it, stuff like that. Another thing is to do it now and avoid waiting for perfect timing. So this is something that took a lot of guts to like even record this video in front of a park with like, I'd say like 10 people around, and it feels very awkward, but it still feels like I'm a little alone. I can express myself fully. That's something that I get a lot of anxiety like in my house and stuff like that, because I might be thinking about like my family listening. But just having the drive to just do it now and just get it over with, stuff like that, because this is something that I really enjoy doing. I know I'm gonna enjoy doing it for a while, so yeah. All right, so then the final bad habit is not respecting yourself and letting people push you around. So this is something that's impacted me, honestly impacted me like last weekend when I was golfing, and this family behind me hitting the golf ball up on the green on me, right next to me, and I just didn't say anything and they just kept doing it, and it's something that really got on my nerves. But I'm like, dang, like maybe I should really say something. And now I'm learning from it. I just thought about it, reflected on it. Now I know like what I do differently, and that's what's important. Like, just try your best not to let people push you around. Be you. That's all that matters. That's all that matters, guys. But yeah, stay elite. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the first video. Let me know if there's any suggestions, any other kind of advice videos you guys would like to see and stuff like that. And have a good one. Stay elite.